Samsung, proud sponsor of TechBusters.
Let's move on to our review, because I notice Aki Anastasia is wearing a new wristband, and I'm sure that's not because you're happy to see me.
No, it isn't. This is another product from Sony, and I quite like this little product. It's got this little thing over here. It's basically got all sorts of sensors in here, and the sensors itself just measure your movements. It measures where you go, and you can control your music as well. But really what this does is got a bit of vibration as well, but it measures your life's movements, which I find quite interesting, and it logs the stuff and passes it across via Bluetooth, and then you're able to monitor your life's movements. So it's very much a social thing. It doesn't do much more than that, but I suppose for a certain segment of the market, they would want to log every movement and where they go and who they talk to.
I notice you wear it on your non-dominant hand. Speaking of interesting things from Sony, both of us have been playing with this absolutely spectacular little Z2 tablet.
Yeah.
I mean, just look at it. You know, the thing about when the Z1 tablet came out, I remember you and I sat here and went,
yes.
Wow. And it's the first time I think we've said wow in a really long time. It is a really wow product. And I, of course, am a great fan of the Xperia Ultra, which is the
Z2 smartphone.
The phablet, the 6-inch phablet.
Yeah.
Whereas this is kind of like a 10-inch tablet, and it's really great. You know,
but look how thin it is, Tobes. I mean,
it's really thin. It's really light.
I mean, just put because you've got fat fingers, so you can really get an idea and sense of how thin this device actually is.
I've got fat fingers, do you say? Can you see that?
But you know what it is, Toby? You love these devices, and I think that they're so well constructed. And the new Z2 range, you'll see that
it's waterproof, it's sealed, it's dust proof, you know, it's hardened, they say. I mean, but what I just like is look at that, you know, look at the thinness of that, and that's what's so interesting. And of course, it's got all of the power that you'd expect. Sony has, to my mind, the best camera sensors and megapixels and blah blah blahs inside them. They take really great pictures. I'm a big fan of the Walkman software, perhaps just nostalgically, but I really like the build quality. I like everything else. I can't see myself dropping it into the bath or even reading it in the bath. Look at even just inadvertently started.
I love what they call the screen. They call this. They got the technology that's used in the screen. It's called the Tremolino screen or something like that. They all use fancy words in the different screens, but that screen is really very cool. 4K. You got a fantastic camera in there. Great battery life as well.
Yeah,
it's going to be
4K
interesting.
is a very interesting thing to remember.
But it's interesting that the BBC, for example, are also running a trial period during the World Cup. They're going to be screening some of the games in 4K. You're going to pay extra for that kind of content. But right now, you know, you've got all these 4K TVs and, you know, content devices like this popping about, but there's not too much 4K content out there. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes. But the next 18 months are going to be so interesting to see who wins the race, tablet, smartphone. I mean, everybody's making great devices today.
I mean, it's interesting to me that Samsung makes these Pro bigger than 10-inch laptops, and I thought for a while we were heading downwards. We were heading towards the 7-inch tablet or the 8.9-inch iPad mini, and it's interesting to me that suddenly there's this need for bigger tablets, and that tablets are finding a place in a business environment as a larger device with an add-on keyboard. Of course, they're much more powerful, and the unspoken or the hidden giant in all of this is Microsoft. What's Microsoft going to do? I still don't think the Surfaces are great devices.
Yeah, well, we haven't played with the new one yet, in fairness.
True, I haven't. But Nokia. I mean, Nokia's tablets are fantastic. I love their build quality. I love the feel of them. I love the texture, which is another great thing about Sony. You feel like you've got a product. The problem with both Sony and Nokia is they're pricey.
Yeah, that's the problem. But certainly I agree with you on the Microsoft side. You know, on the enterprise side, you know, when are we going to see these Windows 8 devices coming through and really, you know, the portability and the accessibility on these kind of networks, because this is running Android, obviously, which is going to be quite interesting to see. But certainly a great device, and you can just see the world moving to these tablet devices.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That's all for tonight's day.
Fantastic. We've got a mosquito in our studio.
We have a tablet as thin and gorgeous and good-looking as Aki Anastasia.
And that's it from tonight's show. Thank you for